Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is LouAnn and welcome to my kitchen. That coffee is a brewing back there, and also the dehydrator is going. I'm sorry about the noise. Um, and we do have sweet iced tea in that ice box. Let me not forget that. So, what am I going to bring you today? Well, I have a bunch of these Taste of Home cookbooks, magazines. And besides our slow cooker, what is another kitchen gadget that is can be a workhorse in our kitchen? Well, let me turn the camera around. Let me show you. So this is out of the quick cooking Taste of Home magazine. Let's see, what date is this? November, December 1999, and it is underneath a bread at the touch of a button. This is a bread machine row mix. This is the recipe. I have 3 cups of bread flour, a 3 tablespoons of sugar, 3 tablespoons of non-fat instant dry milk, and we got a teaspoon and a half of salt. I'm going to get these mixed up real quick. And if I wanted to, I could put this mix in a jar or some kind of a container and store it or put it in a plastic bag, but I'm not going to do that today with this mix because we are trying it out. So I'm going to put this aside and I'm going to add my other ingredients to my bread machine pan. So I've never used my bread machine using it this way, so we're going to try, and I haven't tried it out since it's been in storage. I'm going to add a cup of warm water, and then we are going to add our bread machine roll mix. So let me get that and put it in here on top of the water. Roll mix, now I need to add my yeast, which will be a teaspoon and a half. Which, you know, if you have a packet, that's about what's in the packet of yeast. But I buy my yeast in bulk. I used to make a lot more bread than I do. Then I need to also add 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine that has been softened. And then I'm going to add that on top, and I'll be right back. So I added my pan to my bread maker, and let's see. We need to get to the dough. Okay, now we got that, and then we need to, I gotta remember how I do this now. Start. So, and it says, according to the recipe, it says to check it within 5 minutes. It may need more flour or a little bit more water. So I am working on that. So this is dough only. Dough only. Which I've never used this deal. I've used all these others, well, except for the French bread and the whole wheat. But we're going to start working on using our bread machine as well. And this is a Toastmaster brand. Like I said, it's been in storage. It sounds like it's doing good. And here's your time, 1:20. I'm going to put 5 minutes on my timer of my stove, so I know to come and check to make sure it's got enough water, it's got enough flour. So we'll just see. So there is a window. You can see what's going on in there. So like I said, I've never used this as a dough. So sorry about the blurriness. I don't know why my camera's doing that. So I'll be back with the next thing we need to do. So the dough looks okay to me, but I am no expert. Like I said, I've never made this recipe. I've never, used a dough deal on here. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like it is. I may scrape around the sides to get some of that flour in there real quick. The difference between bread flour and all-purpose flour is just a protein content. I'm not an expert. I had to redo my bread recipe, which I'm using all-purpose flour. That's what I had. So now I know what the dough is supposed to look like. It looks like bread dough right now. So let me turn the camera around and let me show you. This is what you want your dough to look like. What I had, it was too wet. So I'm redoing it again. The same ingredients, the 3 cups of whatever I had on there. So, and I'm using all-purpose flour, and my yeast is a better quality yeast than I used a while ago. So, but I'm still going to try to use what I made a while ago. I'm seeing if it'll rise a little bit more. I'm about ready to divide it into 12. I worked in more flour, and then I'm going to divide it into 12 and then put it in a greased baking pan. This is what the dough is supposed to look like. Ideally, I would want it more risen, but I need to punch it down and then cover it and let it rest. Now I've let it rest. I'm going to divide it in 4. I had let it rest for 10 minutes. Now in each one of these section of 4s, I'm going to make 3 rows, and I'm going to be placing them in a greased baking sheet and cover them up, and then we will let them rise.